right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is October 3rd, 2022, 10:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC on the macro level. We'll take a look at BTC on a quarterly basis, all the way down to the 3D time frame and all that good stuff. We'll take a look at Ethereum, ETHUSD, as we said over the last few weeks. 1350 down to 1250 going to be the temporary support, and 1710, 1950, and 2150 going to be the macro resistance. Okay, so we're back to our 1350, 1250 temporary support, not a permanent support. Because remember, whenever we get our permanent support, we will be looking for either going back to our all-time high and all that good stuff, right? And we'll take a look at Ether BTC at the same time, right? Ether BTC right here. If you've been following our channel, when Ether was right around 8%, right? What we said was like it is going to be dropping down because the 3D MACD was getting ready to cross negative. So we basically mentioned it as not the 2D time frame basically crossed negative. We said, okay, it is time to pack our bags when Ether was right around 8%. Okay, and now it is like below 7% and all that good stuff, right? So let me take a look at the chat room to make sure the sound is good, right? For Leroy and all the Moon Boys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Aladino, Mr. Shu in the house. Bullish Crypto in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Oh, we got USCG Vet. Thanks a lot for tuning in. It's been a while, man. Mr. Brandon in the house. All right, all the Moon Boys in the house. Give me a 589 if the sound is good. So I make sure we will go for the macro analysis for Q4. Okay. Q4 macro analysis, right? Excuse me. Okay, sound is good, right? So the first time frame we will talk about tonight going to be our quarterly time frame. Okay, so most of you guys been watching me watching our channel long enough, right? And if you recall what we said back in Q4 2021, right? Going into Q1 2022, we said, okay, the candle we got right here, it is not it is not a good looking candle, right? So on a quarterly basis, the most important moving average we're going to be paying attention to going into 2022 going to be our quarterly 21 EMA. And we said we're not going to drop down there like in one quarter. It could take like multiple quarters to drop down to the quarterly 21. And what we said was like 21k plus minus 10%. As soon as we got closer to it, we said 21k plus minus 10% going to be the sideways correction where we could basically move sideways for multiple months. And if you take a look at it since like the end of Q2, right? Remember guys, if you've been following our channel long enough, in Q2, I'm gonna show you on the low degree, we said 41k, right? 42 whatever, going to be a strong resistance after we drop from the 48, right? So drop below the 3D 21 and all that good stuff. We said we're going down to 21k and all that good stuff. Okay, so now the bad news is like we never open and close a candle below our quarterly 21. So that's the first time. So I just don't know how to basically say it, but that's the first time we're opening and closing a candle below our quarterly 21 EMA. Could it mean that's the bottom? I don't think it is a bottom sign, right? Because closing below your macro, opening and closing below your macro moving average, at the same time your MACD crossing negative, that's not a good sign. It doesn't mean like we will go down to zero and all that good stuff, but it could only mean like, hey, we could be moving sideways longer or even dropping lower to to our next macro support, which we're going to talk about on a monthly basis and all that good stuff. But the main thing to remember is like we're closer to the bottom, right, than to the top. So being extremely bearish just because we're below our quarterly 21 EMA not gonna basically not gonna cut it, because if we get a big bounce and get back above the quarterly 21, you might be FOMOing, right? Or might be saying like, oh, we're going to be retesting the lows and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's why I just want to be cautious right here, even though it is a bearish sign with the quarterly MACD crossing down, just like gold. Okay, in another video we will talk about gold and all that good stuff, because gold quarterly MACD cross negative, right, with a divergence, right? But BTC doesn't have a divergence. Okay, so on the quarterly basis, not looking good, even though we're moving sideways. 21k plus minus 10% as we expected, right, and all that good stuff, right? So on the quarterly support, if we want to basically use our macro resistances, right, we can see like 14k was our quarterly resistance back in 2017 right here. Okay, we got a big rejection, could not close above 14k. And if you take a look at it right here, 2019, in one quarter, guys, in one quarter we pumped from 4k up to 14k. Okay, in one quarter. Okay, so could we repeat the same process in the next like a few quarters? That's possible, but BTC got to get above the 3D 21 EMA at least for me to say, hey, the quarterly time frame going to be breaking out to the upside. So we will talk about BTC on a 3D basis right here later on. Okay, so basically 14k all the way down to 12k going to be the macro support, right, to the downside. Okay, the macro support, yes, it does have a temporary support like lower degree support like 16k, but the big macro support going to be the 14k down to 12k area, and we will talk about why 12k also on the lower degree and all that good stuff, right? So we're done with the quarterly time frame. We could also take a look at BTC on a 6-month time frame, right? Because if we take a look at BTC on a 6-month time frame, you can see like the quarterly support we just talked about, right? The 21 EMA for the 6-month time frame, it is right around 12k. Okay, it is right around 12k. So that basically means we just have to pay attention to 12k going into the next few quarters. I don't know if we will retest it this quarter, right, and all that good stuff. I did not expect it. I did not expect BTC to hit 12k last quarter. In my premium group, I said it, the lowest we're going to get going to be 16, probably down to 14. Okay, and the maximum we could expect probably 24.25, and we hit the 24.25 on a quarterly basis. So if we do not get a boring quarterly phase, right, meaning like the next 3 months, right, to close the 6-month cycle, the 6-month cycle, if we're not going to get a boring phase, meaning like the 6-month cycle just close about like a 19 to a 20k, just like that, that's going to be pretty boring. Okay, on a 6-month time frame. Okay, if we're going to get high volatility, it could drop right here and push right back up. That's possible, or even like a push right back up, right up to the monthly 21 EMA, and even drop right back down. Okay, so it is going to be a quite volatile 3 month, right? I just don't know which one will come first. To be honest, I don't know which one will come first. Will it drop down to a 12k and pump right back up to 20, or will it basically pump up to like a 24.25 and dump right back down to 18-20k? Okay, so you just have to be very cautious regarding how you want to play it, and we will take a look at it on the lower degree when we talk about the 3D time frame, okay, and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, right? So even though, okay, the quarterly time frame closed below the quarterly 21 EMA, right here, if we go back to our monthly time frame, okay, with our 4-year cycle right here, first cycle right there 2013, right, the next cycle 2014, 2021, we expecting another cycle, 4-year cycle, right, in 2025 for Leroy, right? So when we take a look at the RSI, that's our orange line right here, whenever we retest the 43 RSI right there, right, you can see like BTC loves to basically bottom. Okay, whenever we retest 43 RSI, we basically go for a macro bull market. Right here we retested it, February 2019. If you've been watching me long enough, back then I was extremely bullish, right, on BTC when BTC was at 3,500 range. We were calling for 5k, we were calling for 9k, drop back down to 7k, and we were calling for 40, and we were extremely bullish after the retest of the monthly 43. Okay, right here, we retested it. We actually retested it back in March 2020. However, you have to take a look at it on based on lows. Okay, your default settings for your RSI is close, right? If you switch it back to lows, you can see like we retested the 43. Okay, the good news as of now is like, hey, we at 43 on our monthly RSI based on lows. That's the good news. Excuse me. That's the good news, right? But the divergence is like, if we take a look at our quarterly cycle, the quarterly cycle is saying, hey, my MACD is negative, but the monthly time frame is saying, okay, I'm bottoming out, I don't care. Okay, so we just have to be very cautious. It is at a very good level to be accumulating based on the monthly time frame, but the quarterly could basically be very volatile if BTC wants to remains below the quarterly 21. So based on the monthly, we're looking very good. Okay, because where we want to be selling at, we want to be selling when the monthly time frame is, when the monthly RSI is somewhere around like 85 to 90. Okay, right here in 2021 we picked right around 91. Right there 2017 we picked right around 95. 2013 we picked somewhere around like a 95, 96. So if you're basically extremely bullish on BTC over the next like a 4 to 5 years, you don't want to wait until we break above the 55 RSI to start like accumulating. Yes, you're still going to make a good profits, because 55 RSI, okay, on on a monthly basis only means like above the monthly 21. And if you remember what we said regarding the monthly 21 EMA right here, if you've been following us long enough, right right there, we said BTC, right, will drop 50%. Okay, exactly right here. That's why we were very confident when we were shorting right around 41k. We were looking for what, the 50 EMA on a monthly basis first target, and after that the second target was down to a 21k plus minus 10% from where, from 32k. Okay, so sometimes you're expecting this 50% drop, but you might not get it in one go, meaning like you're not gonna drop like in 1 month drop like 50%, 60% and all that good stuff. Okay, we caught all these 3 dumps in basically in Q2. Okay, we caught all these 3 dumps, and we caught the top in Q3 also at 24 to 25. But as of now, right, I wouldn't be shorting. Okay, if you're leveraging, just have to be very cautious. I wouldn't be shorting BTC below 19k. And I said it multiple times when BTC was at 24, 25k right here, right? What I said was like, don't short it. Okay, I mean, don't short BTC at 19k. You want to accumulate shorts, right, from 24 up to 25k at the 3D 21 EMA, and take it down to a 0.786, down to 0.888, 19k down to 18.3. Okay, these are not day trading setups. These are basically swing trade setups. So it could take like, let's say, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even a month to get these 25 to 30% drop and all that good stuff. Okay, so if you're a leverage trader, just be cautious. Don't short it. Okay, the quarterly is bearish, yes. Okay, it doesn't look good because we closed below the quarterly 21, but that's our first time we're opening and closing below the quarterly 21. So we do not have enough data to basically say, okay, we're going to capitulate. Okay, we just don't have enough data based on the quarterly basis to say, hey, it is going to dump. But if it does, just have to suck it up and basically reaccumulate more BTC at 12k. And remember, at the same time, right, 21k down to 12k, it is not a small increment. Okay, it is not a 5% move. It is nearly a 40% move. Okay, over 40% move. So accumulating BTC in a 40% increment, it is better basically to accumulate every 500 points. Okay, that's why I don't have any macro targets, right, below the 21k support, right? The only target I have below the 21k temporary target, it is the 16k area. Okay, so if we go back to the monthly basis, we got our next moving average, right, macro moving average right around the 12k. That's our monthly 100 SMA right there. The 100 SMA, it is at 12k, and now the 100 EMA, right, it is close now, it is very close to the price action. It is at 16.7 based on the BLX. Okay, so but I would just say 16k, and don't worry about like 18k to 17.5. We will talk about it on the low degree. It is not a range you want to be FOMOing, okay, because you could easily get wrecked trying to FOMO like between 17.5 to 18k. That's only 500 points. Okay, no need to worry about like 17.5 lows and all that good stuff, right? So these two moving averages, right, going to be our next supports, right, over the next like a few months. Okay, October, November, and December. I'm not talking about like just October, right? So the biggest macro support, the biggest macro resistance, okay, going to be our monthly 21 EMA. That's our monthly 21. Okay, the monthly 21 right there, it is somewhere around like 30.9, okay, just about 31k. However, based on the current structure, we got a very low probability, right, to retest it in in October. Okay, I don't expect like BTC to pump all the way up to our June highs, right? Remember the June highs, right, was right around like the 31, 32k. That's where we shorted, right, after the even before the candle open right there. Okay, right around 31, 32k. So I don't expect us to close above it, and I don't expect us to get above it in October. Possibly, right, the highest I would expect in October, if we're going to get any bullish momentum, right, going to be somewhere around like a 25 to a 24 to 26k area. Okay, we got our monthly 50 right now at 25k. The weekly 21, we will talk about it. It is now below 24k, but we still have to pay attention to it, right? It is right around like 23.8. Okay, but the 3D 50 and the monthly 50, they're right around 25k. Okay, which is our August high. So if you remember, we were saying get out at 24, 25k area, because we're going back down to retest 19k to 18k area. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind. So if you're bullish, right, just be cautious, right, and don't be extremely bullish if we get some sort of like a FOMO pump back to the monthly 50, okay, at 25k. However, if we dump down below 16, okay, 16k, 14k, 13k, and all that good stuff, you will know, okay, it is time to be reaccumulating, because at some point, even in Q2, right, Q1 or Q2 2023, we could be looking for a retest of our monthly 21. We got to get back above it. That's why we got the blue area right here, the blue shaded area, right on our side, right around 55. Okay, that's where we want to be. That's where we want to be consolidating before the next bull market and all that good stuff. You see what I'm saying? But we just don't know if the quarterly time frame right there, okay, will get back above the quarterly 21 and basically allow our monthly 21, right, to move slower, right, and price action get back above it, so we can consolidate and basically speculate for another macro move in the next like 3 to 4 years and all that good stuff, right? Because we only got after basically December, okay, we will only have 3 years, okay, before the next bull market peak. Okay, and you don't want to wait till the last 6 months or the last 3 months, okay, to start like accumulating BTC. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind, you want to accumulate BTC 18 months before the halving. Okay, and 18 months before the halving, you're talking about like what, December, okay, January 2023, December 2022. Regardless, if you have a a 2 years outlook, 3 years outlook, that's the best time based on your previous price history. That's the best time to be accumulating BTC. Okay, so I mean, even accumulating above the monthly 21, it is still a good sign. Okay, I mean, it is still a good area to accumulate. Okay, because I said it, whenever we basically retest the monthly 21 EMA like that, right, close above it, consolidate, breakout, we're going for a bull market. Okay, so even if you bought BTC back in 2018, accumulated BTC right here, right, you see you made a nice 10x move in the next bull run. Okay, but because of the diminishing return, I don't think we will get a 10x move from the 38k 40k area right here. I don't think we will get a 10x move. Probably a 5x 4x move up to 180 to 100k in the next bull market. Okay, so the longer you wait, right, the less return you most likely going to get. Okay, remember, we're not going to 300k next bull market. We're not going to, I mean, I'm not saying we're not going to with certainty, but because of the diminishing return, I wouldn't be FOMOing above 180. Okay, you want to be at least 80%, 90% out of out of Bitcoin, and be holding some cash, and start to accumulate shorts for the next, like a bear market and all that good stuff. Okay, so we're done with the monthly. We know our quarterly resistance, right? If we get there, the highest quarterly resistance going to be monthly 21. Mid-range quarterly resistance going to be the monthly 50 slash weekly 21, around 25k. The quarterly support, first support going to be 16k. Second support going to be 12k at the monthly 100 SMA and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at BTC in terms of 3D time frame and all that good stuff. So before we talk about the 3D, let me take a look at the chat room to make sure all the Leroy's they're doing okay. So we got Mr. Brandon 589, thanks a lot for tuning in. ICX to 589, Shiba to 589, Tails in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. Bitcoin trading, Doug, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. It's been a while too. I see you change your channel names, right? I think like you got 2 channels, right? I don't know which one you changed the name, but I think you changed one of them. You changed the name of one of them, right? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. I've been watching Doug like since I think 2018 during the bear market. Doug is a moon boy too, okay? In summer, fall 2018, he was extremely bullish about crypto, okay, which was the right thing to do, right? Because we were 8 months, 9 months into the bear market, right? So I learned a lot from Doug too. Being patient in the bear market, accumulate the dips, wait for the next like 2 to 3 years, okay, and all that good stuff, right? So the best thing to do in the crypto space, guys, it is to be very, very patient. I know all the volatility, 10%, 15% are pretty good and all that good stuff, but the big gains for most of these alt, you're going to get them after we break out above all-time high, meaning like after BTC breaks out above the all-time high and all that good stuff, right? And just a side note, right? So if you recall, most of our alt calls, right, were around like a November we were calling for all these big moves like FTM, COIT, BZRX, CRV, Filecoin, all of them. Okay, we started to be extremely bullish on them, and most of them pump like 10x or higher. Okay, pump 10x or higher, right? In a very short period of time, like 3 to 6 months. All right, so it is time to be be heavy on BTC, accumulate BTC, for the next like probably 18 to 24 months, okay, till BTC breaks above all-time high, and we will be focusing on alt. Okay, it doesn't mean we won't trade alt. All I'm saying is alt is just going to be pump and dumping. That's all they're going to do. Okay, because the BTC dominance, if we have time, we will talk about it. The BTC dominance will most likely go above 50% or even like a 60%, depending on the volatility. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on a 3D basis. Oh, we got Peter Moonboy in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Right, thanks a lot for tuning in. Tesla's $200 possibly in the next bull run. Okay, we'll take a look at Tesla's if we have time, right? So hey Hamza, Moonboy in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. So now let's take a look at BTC on a 3D basis. So we're just going to recap our 3D analysis, guys. The 3D time frame helped us a lot, right, in 2020 and 2021, and at the same time during the bear market. Okay, we haven't missed any BTC top during the entire bear market compared to like compared to 2018 right here, when whenever BTC pumps, right, I was extremely bullish. Okay, so the reason why I'm saying to pay attention to the 3D time frame in our premium group right here, I said it back in September, October 2020. What I said was like, if the 3D time frame flips bullish, price action above the 3D 21, we break above the resistance just about like a 12k 13k area, we're going for a macro bull run. Okay, that's why we were ready. That's why, if you recall, I was extremely bearish right here. Okay, 10k 12k area, but could not basically help to flip bullish, right, because of the 3D time frame. If I stayed bearish, right, we would have basically missed the entire move. We would have missed the entire move all the way up to 69k. And if you take a look at it right here, right, I'm just going to review the 3D time frame so you know exactly what's going on. If you recall, back in January 2021, what we said right here, after we dumped back down to our 21 EMA, we said, okay, our 3D 21 is negative. However, our price action, it is still above the 3D 21. So no need to be bullish, right? No need to be bearish. Stay bullish, because we could be getting another move all the way up to 50k and high and all that good stuff. So right here in May 2021, excuse me, if you recall what we said right here, MACD is negative, 3D right here. If it basically breaks below the 21 EMA, it will be time to be cautious, because we could be making a top formation, and that's exactly what happened. And we dump all the way down here. And if we go back to the summer 2021 accumulation, right here, as soon as we break out above it, what we said, we're going to the moon, because the 3D time frame flipped bullish. Okay, right here we crossed negative. We said, okay, it's time to be cautious once again, right? If we flip bullish right here, let's just take it to the moon, right, and take it all the way up to an all-time high. Okay, November 2021, if you've been following me right here, what I said, guys, we're just going to be very aggressive. The reason why I was saying to be very aggressive right here, I was very I wasn't aggressive. I was saying just be cautious. All right, but right here I said it's time to pack our bags. The 3D MACD cross negative, price action below our 3D 21, it's time to get out. It's just time to get out, and we will just wait, right, for another macro reversal. Okay, and Q1 2022 right here, as soon as we flip bullish, we said we're not going to drop, right? We're not going to drop until we basically flip negative again. Okay, so right here we were just trading it, right, up and down, like what we did back in the summer 2021. Okay, bought the dip right here, 34.35, sold the top 44k, bought the dip again, 34, sold the top 44k. And as soon as our MACD crossed negative right here, first week of April 2022, we said, guys, it is time to basically go to the dumpster. Right here, we're going to dump this guy all the way down to 25k. And exactly that's what happened right here. We dump it all the way down to 25k, shorted it from 41 down to 25. Okay, so we caught it in the premium group, right? So right here we said be cautious. Okay, most people started to call again for BTC to go back up to 50k and all that good stuff. The MACD was not bullish and price action was still below our 3D 21. So we couldn't basically be bullish on BTC. So we stayed bearish and basically took another short from 31, 32k, right before the monthly open, right? June open, we took it all the way down to 21k plus minus 10%, right? So if you hear me talking about like 21k plus minus 10%, that's where it comes from. Okay, so now if we take a look at it right here, if you've been following our channel over the last few weeks, right, when BTC was right around the 21 EMA, okay, MACD was positive right here. Okay, we knew, okay, we're not going to get a V-shaped recovery. Why is that? Okay, if we go back on a monthly basis, okay, if we go back on a monthly basis, we said right here, right, back in July, right, we said we're not going to take out our June highs. Okay, if we're not going to take out our June highs, why would I be bullish right around like 24, 25? And we basically just retesting what the 3D 21 EMA for the first time since when? Since like Q2. Okay, so since like the beginning of Q2, we just retesting the quarterly the 3D 21 in Q3. So we said, okay, it's time to accumulate some shorts, because we know on a monthly basis we're not going to take out the June highs right here, the 31, 32. Okay, we're not going to take it out. We're not going to break it. Okay, and the monthly 21 EMA was too high back then, right around like a 34k. All right, so that's why we were bearish right here, even though, okay, the 3D MACD was positive. Okay, we were bearish right here. And now we said what we said. We said take profits at 19k down to 18.3. Okay, 19k down to 18.3. If we take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci, right, it is at 0.786 down to 0.888. Okay, 0.786 down to 0.888. It is the was our target support from 24, 25k all the way down here. And most people been drawing, like myself, been drawing some channels and all that good stuff, but we were just paying attention to the 0.888 up to 80% pullback right here. So it is kind of critical right now. Okay, even though we hit our target, and the quarterly time frame is saying we're bearish. Okay, the monthly time frame, if we take a look at it, doesn't look so healthy, right? Because we got two bearish monthly candles, right? We take a look at our 3D, we below our 3D 21. So everything, okay, as of now is in favor of the bears. Okay, everything except the MACD, okay, is in favor of the bears. However, we just have to be very, very cautious. We just have to be very, very cautious, because we cannot basically short at 24, take profits at 18 to 19, and basically want to short again at 19 to 18k area. Okay, so just have to be very cautious until basically our MACD, right, crosses negative. If the MACD crosses negative like that, right, the blue line, right, above your orange line like that, okay, we could be saying, hey, now we got, we could say bears most likely going to be taking control below the 18k area. Okay, we don't know if it is going to be a fake out, because it could just flip right back up, right, like that. Okay, it could flip right back up just like that. All right, something like that. So we just have to be very, very cautious in this range of 18,000 to 16,000 area. Okay, because even if we retest the 16, we can still do something like that. That's why I don't want to basically get involved in any, you know, shorting right here, okay, especially below 19k, okay, 19k down to 17.5 for me, okay. I don't know about you, but for me, I wouldn't be basically messing with it. Would just be buying the dips and just wait for the market to give us a clear direction. Once we get back above our 3D 21 at some point down the road, we could be saying, okay, now we got a very high confidence level, right? We could be pushing even up to our monthly 21 EMA, okay, even up to our monthly 21 EMA, somewhere around like a 30k down the road, okay. So hopefully it is clean and ready to go for Leroy and all the moon boys, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on a weekly basis. So the weekly 21 EMA, we haven't retested our weekly 21 since like the end of Q1, so it's been a while, okay. We're going to retest it, we just don't know when when we're going to be able to retest it. So just have to be very cautious, even though we got a big volume at the bottom right here, okay. But on a quarterly basis, that big volume is not a buying volume, so the sell volume is basically outperformed the bears outperform the bulls on on the quarterly time frame, okay. So at some point we're going to retest our weekly 21, so just have to be very cautious. If you're extremely bearish, any dump right now, it is just, for me, it is just buy the dip, because we shorted every single top, okay, right here, 52, 41, 32, 24, all the tops we caught. We caught all the tops, okay. So no need to be basically trying to be a hero and get wrecked shorting the bottom right here, okay. Just in case, guys, we get a flat correction. I don't have time to talk about the Elliott wave perspective and all that good stuff. We will talk about the Elliott wave perspective in another video and all that good stuff, okay. But we could get the flat correction, or even get a descending triangle, something like that right here. We don't know. That's possible, like what we had in 2018, right? Something like that. We don't know. We could get something like that before any breakout, or any breakout to the upside or to the downside, okay. So you just have to be very cautious in this range, okay, especially after 10 months, 11 months into the bear market. It is not the time to be extremely bearish, okay, even though price action could go lower, okay. But you want to be forecasting the next like a 24 to a 36 month for price action to hit like a 180 to a 200k, and all that good stuff, right? Hopefully it makes sense. Hey, what's up, Hank? Thanks a lot for tuning in. It's been a while, man. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum before we go back to BTC, okay? So the Ether price action is pretty straightforward, okay? Nothing crazy. Let's take a look at it on the low degree first. So the reason why we were so confident back in Q2 was like Ether top formation, right here. If you take a look at the top formation, if you do a swing high down to swing low and you just project your measure move, it was projecting like somewhere around like a $1,000, okay. So, and we were calling for the 1050. Yes, we did not call a direct shot, right, from our 3150 resistance, right, short entry to 3000 area, all the way down to 17. And what we said was like 1950 up to 2050 going to be the resistance, okay, for the Q2, right, Q3 actually, end of Q2, right. And we dump all the way down to $1,000, okay. So And if you take a look at it at the same time in terms of weekly 21 EMA, as long as we broke out below our weekly 21, MACD crossed negative right here, we were so confident like Ether going to dump down to our 1710 target right there. Okay, so Ether, it is a straightforward analysis, nothing crazy. The 1710, 1950 up to 2050 represented our short-term resistance. It is still going to be our resistance going into the next couple of quarters. Okay, if we hit like 1710, 1950, 2050, you just want to be getting out. Okay, buying the dips right here if we retest it at some point down the road, just in case we create a flat correction again right here. Okay, and get the triple bottom. That's possible. Okay, so but the downside pivot for Ether going to be right here, $950 to $2,000. Okay, just in case we get once again a a descending triangle type of a pattern right here. Okay, the lower end pivot point going to be our 50% pullback at 650 to a 550. So it is pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. You just do your swing low to swing highs, right? Check out your Fibonacci and just be patient, right? Because these are macro Fibonacci's. Okay, Ether not going to drop 50% every month. Okay, so we don't know if it will drop below the $1,000, but we're ready for it. If it drops down to 650, 550, we know we're going to get some sort of bounce. Okay, so something to keep in mind. It is not in a reversal pattern yet, right? So just have to be patient with it. Okay, so let's take a look at ETH.BTC right now. So ETH.BTC, we've been nailing all the tops for ETH.BTC. If you followed our analysis back in December, right here, what we said was like get out, okay, for ETH.BTC. So, and at the time, Ether was right around 4,100 range. Okay, we were shorting it all the way down to a low 2,000. Okay, and right here, Q2 2022, right around 7%, right? What we said was like we're going to dump all the way down to a 5.5% right here. Okay, so and that's exactly what happened. We dump nearly right there. Okay, 36%. Okay, that's why we were bearish on Ether when Ether was right around 3,000 area. Okay, right here once again. Okay, if you followed our analysis in August, we said that the 2D MACD crossed negative the first time right here. Okay, on the first crossover, we said okay, we got the negative crossover. So now it seems like we're going to get a reversal, not a short-term pullback. Okay, and I was saying if we get any ending diagonal, something like that, don't fall for it, right? It is just going to be an ending diagonal, because most of the Elliott wave analysts gonna be like, okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're going to be waiting for the wave number 5 right here, right? So, and as you can see, we already broke below the trend line support. That's the support we had back in June 2021, October 2021, right? March 2022, right? And so on and so forth right here. Okay, got another one right here and finally broke below it. So the big support for Ether over the next like a few months, it is going to be down to a 4.5%. Okay, 5.5% down to a 4.5%. That's going to be our next big support. And if you like these head and shoulders, be cautious, because I don't think it is going to be a valid head and shoulder pattern. Okay, most people are going to call it a head and shoulder pattern and all that good stuff, but just be cautious with that head and shoulder pattern, right? Inverse. Okay, so I would basically just stay with the directional move until we at least get a 3D bullish reversal. Okay, right here. Okay, all the moving averages most likely going to be crossing down, so it is going to be quite difficult to get a a very impulsive wave to the upside. Okay, because all the moving averages will need to consolidate, right, for a while before they cross positive again. So ETH.BTC is calling for more downside. It's not like we bearish, because Ether is below the trend line support. We were bearish right here at 8.1%. If you've been following our analysis, you know, on TradingView, or you know, if you are in our Telegram group, okay, public Telegram group and all that good stuff, right? And once again, guys, it is not a day trading setup, so don't expect Ether to drop down to 5%, 4% in like one day unless we get a capitulation, okay? All right. Nava, thanks a lot for tuning in. If you want to get in, if you want to join the Discord group, join the Discord, you know, public group, link in the description, and just send me a message, right? If you want to join the Discord group, okay? Bear market is pretty boring, you know, but you can always just be patient, right? And you're going to catch those 30%, 40% move, okay? And no one can say like, hey, we did not talk about Ether getting out of Ether, right around 1710. I was saying 1710 up to 1950 going to be our primary resistance, okay? If it pumps to 2000 and so on, that's still going to be a big resistance, because we don't have any you know reason, okay, to be bullish all the way up to our next macro pivot to 3000. So nothing was calling for a macro reversal up to 3000 right here. So, and we said clearly, okay, if you accumulate right here, not financial advice, right, if you accumulate Ether up to 2000, you could catch a nice 30% move, okay? So unless we capitulate, right, Ether doesn't drop like 30% in one day, unless we you know, we capitulate and all that good stuff, right? So you needed to be very patient, right? And you would have basically caught the 30%, 40% move on the Ether. All right, so it's already 47 minutes, right? So if you guys have any questions, right, regarding any alt, we can take a look at alt before going back to BTC. Hey, what's up, Pablo Crypto, Pablo Escobar in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey, Jude Moonboy, thanks a lot for tuning in. Mr. XRP 589. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you're looking for those 10x, 20x, 30x gains, 100x gains, I don't think we will get it like in 2023. Okay, I just have to be very honest with you guys, right? I mean, I just don't have any setup right now for a macro reversal, because most of these alt, they below their monthly 21 EMA. Okay, they're not even above their weekly 21 EMA, so we can't be bullish, right? While most of these alt, 90% of these alt, they trading below their weekly 21 EMA. All right, so we just have to be very cautious and be very rational about our decision, you know, being bullish or being bearish. Okay, I'm not saying alt will go to zero. All I'm saying is, as of now, right, it is very hard to find some macro bullish reversal, okay, like what we've been having like in late 2020, right, or even like a 20 mid 2020. If you've been watching my channel back in you know, summer 2020, you know, May 2020, right, May, June, July, August, we were calling for some crazy moves, right? But most of those moves, right, weren't like a, you know, 10x, probably like 2 to 4x, right? So we're going to get those moves, right, 2 to 4x, but the BTC dominance will need to come down. Okay, so let's take a look at the BTC dominance. So if we take a look at the BTC dominance, let's take a look at it on the monthly, right? So something interesting regarding the BTC dominance, right? So as you can see right here, okay, the BTC dominance broke out in 2019. If you remember last time we broke out to the upside, right? And BTC was going to the upside. At the same time, the BTC dominance was going to the upside was after BTC broke out above the monthly 21 EMA. So that's what I'm saying. At this time, right, we just have to be very cautious, because if you bearish on BTC USD, right, and we basically get a short-term dump, right, and push right back up, and the BTC dominance gets above the monthly 21 EMA, right, we could be seeing a big pump in BTC, right, and the BTC dominance. Okay, we could see a big pump on BTC and the BTC dominance, right? So we just have to be very, very cautious. How you just have to be very cautious how you want to look at the BTC dominance, right? And at the same time, the BTC price action. Okay, it looks like a triple bottom right here. Okay, it is a triple bottom on a monthly basis. MACD is positive. The only thing we need to do is like just wait for the price action to hit the weekly, I mean not weekly, but the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, your MACD is positive, price action below the 21 EMA. If we break out, right, it will get rejected by the 21 EMA. Okay, and we could get a short-term alt pump, right, just like what happened right here, right there. If you take a look at it, back in June 20, September 20, 2018, right there, MACD was positive, right, price action pump up to the monthly 21 EMA, got rejected. Okay, so if we pump up to a 47, 48 once again, right, we could get a temporary rejection, and the BTC dominance could pump later on after that, right? So you need to watch the BTC dominance resistance once again, 46 to 48%. Okay. Okay. So resistance 48 to 46 up to 48%. Okay. Right. That's going to be our resistance. Okay. So just be cautious. If we get there, don't be selling alt into BTC, because the BTC dominance could take a short-term pullback before the next push up to the monthly 50 right here. The monthly 50 as of now, it is at 55. So we could get there, right, within the next, like, let's say 4 to 6 months, or even probably 6 to 9 months. I don't know, I'm just estimating, right? Okay, now let's take a look at ICX BTC. So ICX BTC, it hasn't yet retested the March, right? March 2019 resistance right here, right around 10,000 sats. That's going to be the macro resistance. Okay, if it breaks above the trend line resistance right here. As of now, we just don't want to break below the trend line support. If it does, could look ugly, right, all the way down to like 600 to 500 sats. Okay, so but the upper level resistance, right, going to be the March 2019 resistance right here. I don't think we will get back to 25,000 sats anytime soon. Okay, but if you get any short-term pump, right, let's say for whatever reason, okay, January 2023 ICX gives us another pump like what happened right here, January 2020, you want to get out. Okay, completely get out and wait for it to come right back down before the next bull run, right? After BTC breaks above all-time high, you're going to get another pump. Okay, it does well, right? I would say every January it tends to basically pump, right? So you got the January 2018, right? January 2018, it pumped. December 2017, right? Started December 2017, right? You got January 2020, January 2021, did not pump. January 2022, right? Yeah, did not pump right here, got wrecked right here. Okay, but could basically you know, give us a pump and you know, within the next few months, right? Not financial advice, but if it does, just have to take profits and go back into BTC, because it cannot pump like indefinitely against BTC, or basically pump like to infinity against BTC. Okay, it could just be oscillating, something like that, right? Just does something like that. All right, so XRP. So now let's go ahead and take a look at XRP 589. Let's see right here. I do have a shorter term. Okay, so let me see if I can find the other setup. Okay, so let's take a look at XRP on the low degree. Okay, so it was looking like XRP before that pump, right? Before that, I mean, I wouldn't say before that pump, but after that pump, right, on the news, right? But I didn't know it was a news. Okay, we had a good news and all that good stuff. So what I was saying was like, if we get back up to the 55 up to 56 resistance, right, that's going to be a strong resistance for a possible flat correction just like that. However, it got rejected, right around 50 cents right there. Could not break above the 50 cents. Okay, so it doesn't look good at all in the short term, but if it goes back up to you know, 50 to 55, it can still get rejected, right, down to a 43, 42 cents support, right, to basically print the flat correction. Okay, so the other possibility is like it just create basically creates a zigzag formation, something like that. But XRP doesn't move like that, so I never seen it like print a zigzag, but we will see. Okay, so resistance for XRP in the short term, 55 to 56, support right here 43 to you know, 41 cents. If it breaks below the 40 cents, that could change everything. Okay, because it could be going back down to the 30s right here, the June lows. And we got the same setup on Atom, right? Atom right here. That's what I was trying to explain to you guys earlier right here. Okay, on XRP right there, that move, right, Atom had, right, and came right back down. That's what I was expecting or anticipating XRP to do, right, to do something like that. But it, you know, it got rejected, you know, halfway through the move to the upside. Okay, so if it breaks below the 40 cents, I wouldn't be you know, yes, you could get temporary support 38, you know, 35 cents, but the June low is going to be the ultimate support area to look for if you don't want to basically waste any time, right, in between. On the high, if we take a look at it on the higher time frame, the monthly 21 EMA, it is at 57. Okay, just about like 57, 58. That's why I was anticipating XRP to try to push back up to the you know, monthly 21 EMA just to retest it. Okay, if we go back to Atom, as I said, as soon as we retested the monthly 21 right here, I said it's done. Okay, it is likely to reverse. Okay, so pay attention to this alt with the monthly 21 if you are paying attention to if you are basically a macro trader. In this bear market, you have to pay attention to your weekly 21 and monthly 21. I don't think we will go for a bull run as long as we below our, you know, monthly 21. We got to get above the monthly 21 EMA, and probably pump like 3 to 6 months to get our bull market peak. All right, for some of these alt, they're just gonna pump like 1 month, okay, or like 3 weeks, okay. So if you take a look at this guy right here, after BTC broke above all-time high, was here, okay, it just pumped like for for like a 4 month, okay. It just pumped for 4 months and that's it, okay. And basically now it is coming right back down to to support, okay. And was it BTC right here, yeah, pump in 2 quarters, okay, 6 months, and that's it. It could be coming right back down to a 300 sats to 200 sats over the next like a few quarters, right, before the next like a bull run where it is going to replicate the same pump, okay, and just pump right back up. So gold, once again, I talked about gold earlier, right? That's what I was talking about, right? The quarterly time frame right here, we negative right here. Price action is just above the 21 EMA on our quarterly basis, okay. We just have to be very cautious because we broke below the 1700 support, right? On the lower degree, you could get a lot of volatility, just like what happened to BTC after we retested the quarterly 21 at 21k plus minus 10%. So gold right now at 1600 to 1700 range, just have to be very cautious, okay? Because MACD right here flipped negative, okay. I'm not saying we will print this macro flat correction because we don't have enough data. But if we close below the quarterly 21 within the next few quarters, we could start to speculate regarding the macro flat correction. Okay, so that's the same flat correction we just had on BTC on a macro level, right? If you check out BTC on a monthly basis, I don't think most people pay attention to the quarterly time frame, but it worth paying attention to, okay? So if we take a look at let's do this. Yeah, if you take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, right? That same flat correction on the monthly, right here, right there, okay? We could get the same possible flat correction on gold, okay? But I don't have enough data right now to assume we will make it, because we're talking about the quarterly time frame, so got to give it like a couple of months or even quarters, right, before we talk about the breakout below the quarterly 21, below 1625, because we got support on the lower degree somewhere around like a 1450 also, right? But the takeaway is like the quarterly time frame, it is a very important quarterly time frame you want to pay attention to for this macro reversal, okay, like a 6 month, 1 year, 2 years reversal and all that good stuff. If we take a look at the DXY, I said it right here before the quarterly flipped bullish right here in Q2, right? Remember we were what, bearish on BTC, right? And the DXY was flipping bullish on the quarterly time frame. We said it, if we break this trend line resistance right here, MACD flip bullish, right? We're going all the way up to 120, 118 to 120 right here, and we already hit 114 temporary resistance. So on a quarterly basis, the DXY looks pretty good. You could possibly, once again, draw a divergence like that, but I don't think, we got, I wouldn't basically be bearish, on the DXY. I would just be patient, right, over the next like a few quarters until we break below 103, 104, and I'll be like, okay, we could either move sideways and not retest the 120 and then dump later on. If we break, we got a macro trend line support right here, we got to break below it. So we got a lot of time on the DXY before a reversal. So we got our macro trend line support right here, and at the same time we got our quarterly MACD flipping extremely bullish right now. So within the next like 2 to 3 quarters we will see. Okay, yes, resistance around 118 to 120. We talked about it back in April. Resistance going to be up to 118, 120. It's not going to get there in 1 week. Okay, I didn't expect it to get there, in 1 week. Okay, so just be patient over the next like a few quarters with the DXY. Okay, if we get to 118, 120 in Q4, that'd be great, right? Because it means like BTC possibly going to reverse to the upside on a quarterly basis at the same time. And you're talking about like, when you talk about quarterly time frame, you're talking about like, a 100% move, okay, 200% move, or like a possibly even 300% move, depending on the how low we drop. Okay, right here we had a nice 300% move. I don't think we will get a 300% move right here because of the diminishing return. Okay, we could possibly get let's say 200% move if the lows going to be somewhere around like 12k to 10k, and if 17.5 is the bottom, I don't think we will get a 300% move. Okay, possibly like 150, okay, up to 45, 47. So it all depends like where the low is going to be at, right? BTRST, I don't know what's BTRST. Brand trust, what are you calling this? Take a look at this guy though. That's why you have to be very cautious. Take a look at this guy right here. It is extremely was extremely bearish after the quarterly rejection right here. So I don't know what you're talking about like pumping. Okay, maybe on the 1 second chart. Let's take a look at it on the monthly. Even on the monthly you got a big rejection right here. So I don't see any pumping right now. So you got a trend line resistance. Okay, so you're still you're still down. Okay, you got to break above your trend line resistance right here. So 4% is not a pump. You must not be in probably wasn't around in the bull run. I don't know what it's not pumping, man. 4%. Any coin can pump 4%, man. A crypto moon boy asking, Pablo is asking for Beam BTC. So Beam, low sell volume above the weekly 21, right? So that's a good news. You had a nice divergence right here, respected it, right? So back above the above the weekly 21. So that's a good news. Okay, resistance up to if the weekly 21 going to hold, you got your resistance all the way up to 3,000 sats. Okay, got your resistance all the way up to 3,000 sats. If it comes back down, just have to reaccumulate a support right there, right? Somewhere around like 400 to 300 sats. So just need to watch your MACD on a weekly down to a 3D. If it crosses down, you could start to speculate about a dump back down to support. Okay. Let's see, BTC. We talk about BTC. Let's take a look at file USD. So file USD right now it is about like 0.786, but it could still retest the all-time lows right there. Okay, just to come back down to retest the support somewhere around like a $3 to $2 if we get any capitulation. So you might want to be patient with it and give it like enough time. If we reverse, right, you got your resistance right there somewhere around like a $17 to $18, right? And the big resistance in the next bull run could be somewhere around like a $80 to $100 right here. Okay, but we're getting a parabolic move versus the USD. It's not given, it doesn't have a parabolic move against BTC. It's very choppy. It's very choppy. Okay, yes, you got a parabolic downtrend, but like you know what I mean. Okay, so against BTC it is at all-time low. Okay, nearly at all-time low. But just keep an eye on the $3 to $2 range if we get any pullback, right? So it is holding strong at $5, so which is a good news. Okay, secondary support $2 to $3. I wouldn't mess with it in this range. Just hold and not financial advice, right? Just hold and wait. We do have a nice bull divergence right here. We just don't know if it is going to create a flat correction, right, like that, and does something like that, like what happened right here. Okay, like that. Okay, did have a nice flat and a continuation to the downside. Just follow the rest of the crypto. Let's go. Let's take a look at ICX. So ICP, excuse me. So ICP, ever since we broke below the $15 range right here, what I've been saying is like, just have to be patient with it for every 50% drop. Okay, meaning like you got the $16, $15, and next support about $7, and next support around like a $3.5, stuff like that, and so on and so forth, because it's moving like it's moving very it is parabolic. Okay, so we just don't know when we're going to get the move back to the weekly 21. We haven't yet retested our weekly 21 since November 2021. Okay, we got to get back above the weekly 21 and consolidate possibly above it, push and retest, and we could be confident like, okay, the bottom was in. Okay, but as of now it is just if it dumps like 50% below the support, it is going to be a good buy because you're expecting it to push back up. Okay, let's see. Best video ever. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. You're BTRST holder. It's just a nice way to say moon boy. All right, so what other coin you guys or coins you guys want to talk about? $10 to $200. I think that is it, right? Yeah, let's go back to BTC on a low degree before we call it a day. So I think the only time frame we did not talk about regarding BTC is the daily time frame. Okay, so the daily, what's been giving us a tough time is like the daily 21 EMA on the lower degree. Okay, MACD is positive, but price action refuses to get back above the daily 21. We just got a nice close above it. That's the first time we're closing above the daily 21 since the big pump like back in September 9th. So that's the good news. MACD is positive. So if you hear me talking about like don't short BTC below 19K, that's one of the reasons. Okay, we could easily even on the daily basis get the flat correction right here. Okay, and this flat correction, I said it back in this type of flat correction, we talked about it in Q1 when BTC was making this flat correction like that. And I give you a nice example also. Okay, we had a similar flat correction like that right here. Okay, this one had a big wick, but if we take a look at it on I think on Gemini, yes, on Gemini we did not have a wick, so that's why I was convinced, right? This was a flat and this was a flat. Okay, so and this was a flat. Okay, another flat right here. Okay, so we could possibly get another flat like that. Okay, we could possibly, so just be cautious shorting it below 19. If you did not short it, you know, at 24.25, just have to suck it up and wait and buy the dip. Okay, and you know, BTC loves these flat correction. Okay, even if you go back to 2019, right here I was calling for the flat right there. I was saying it's gonna drop right there. Okay, same flat correction. So we can still get this move like that on our current structure right here. We can get it. Okay, we can get it because the 3D MACD is not yet negative right here. So you got to give bulls some credit, right? Even though the higher time frame doesn't agree like with a possible push to the upside, just give them credit based on the 3D time frame right here. So shorting BTC right here is basically, you know, committing suicide, right? Right here. All right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. Thanks a lot for watching. If you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join the Send Premium group, link in the description for the macro analysis, you know, short-term analysis, alt analysis, Ethereum, BTC, and all that good stuff. All right. Thanks a lot. Be safe out there, guys. Be safe out there. The Q4 going to be pretty volatile, but at the current level, you can't do anything but just to be patient up to 24.25 or to be patient all the way down to 12. Okay, nothing else to do around 18 to 19. Just if you want to, unless you want to be holding spot, buying spot right here, not leverage. Okay, not leverage. Thanks a lot, Mr. Shu. All right, quiet cook, cooking some ADA in the kitchen. Thanks a lot.